What up, everybody? It's your boy Sack the King up in this motherfucker, man. Back with another video. And as you can see from the title, yes, I have extended my overseas tour until 2027. Yes, I have signed my extension. Originally, I was supposed to be here on 3 years of orders, which is from, May 22nd of last year until May 22nd of 2025. Then which I would be going back to Hawaii since I retained something called return rights, which means that they have to hold my job for up to 5 years. Now, that's if I didn't extend. Now, since I've just hit 2 years here in Japan, they've come to me and asked me and invited me to stay an additional 2 years, which will bring my total by the time I leave here in 2027 to 5 years. Yes, it was a no-brainer. I've been thinking about this for at least the last year of extending here. And, I mentioned, I've made videos just like I just made a video about the good and the bad of Japan and what I like and what I dislike. The reason why I chose to extend here is, just to give y'all a rundown of a few things is one, it's very peaceful here. It's very quiet here. I haven't seen I haven't even seen any fights here. And trust me, it's a lot of military people here and the alcohol is everly flowing and a lot of niggas here too. And I still haven't seen nobody getting into it with each other. Now that could all change as the years go by and I make these updated videos each year, but, I'm proud. I'm proud to say that because usually when niggas is, in an area, I hate to say it, and military, young cats especially, and Hennessy is flowing, and built up testosterone, especially from these dudes coming off the ship in the Navy, because where I'm at is Army and Navy. You would have thought you would have seen a fight every weekend. Now, I'm speaking on something from a Tokyo perspective. I don't know what goes on in Yokosuka down at the haunch. I hear it gets a little crazy down there, and that's where you see all the fights, but I don't go to those areas, so I wouldn't know. I can travel. I've been to about 6-7 different countries since I've been here, you know what I mean, in the last year alone. And that's on top of taking 3 or 4 trips back to California every year, you know what I mean? I get more for my money here. There's so many things that I could list, especially if you go back and watch these videos about the good, my first 2 years, my first year and my second year, reflection of being in Japan. There's so many good things that I listed that are reasons why I chose to stay, and it sucks, for every good thing, there's also some bad. I have a young son who's 8 years old now, and he'll be turning 9 later on this year. And, I have to just make the sacrifice of being in Japan because I'm thinking 5-10 years down the road where I know that by the time I leave Japan, I'll be able to have enough money saved up to start me an additional side business on top of being able to go back to my job that I left in Hawaii where they have to hold it up to 5 years. And once I leave Japan, I'll be here 5 years, so I can automatically go back with my return rights. But when I go back, I want to be able to, I don't want to work for somebody forever. My goal is not to work past 50 and realistically really not work past 55, you know what I mean? So I'm trying to obtain that goal. And the only way to do that is to, break outside of the norm and start your own business. And, what I'm trying to do is, start a side business. I've thought of a few things, but I want to be able to have at least $25,000 to $50,000 by the time I leave Japan to do whatever I want with, whether it be start a side business or, invest in the cannabis business if it just happens to become legal in the next couple of years in America, especially Hawaii. Or just go there and pay my rent up for about 2 years straight. And that way, my plan is to go back to Hawaii for about 2 years, because I have to wait 2 years before I'm able to take another overseas assignment. So why not go back to Paradise, either start me a side business or pay my rent up 2 years on. I have to worry about that shit at all, because if you know Hawaii rent is expensive and it's only gonna grow. And then, you know, who knows? I'm thinking about just moving to another country, you know, and experiencing somewhere in Europe or something like that, you know, who knows? But those are the main reasons why I chose to extend. And yes, you know, the offset to that is I'm missing out on time with my son, but you know, I talk to him every day, FaceTime every single day. And I go back and visit 3 or 4 times a year. So, you know, as long as he's happy, I'm happy. You know, the day that he decides, Dad, I can't take it no more, please move back closer, then, you know, maybe I'll have different thoughts. But, you know, hopefully he understands in the long run that Dad had to make some short-term sacrifices for some long-term gains, you know, for him to be able to have every fucking thing that he wants in life, which he does, and he wants for nothing. You know what I mean? That's the most important thing to me, is my child. And, you know, as well as my happiness. And I'm very, very, very happy here in Japan, man. I live in a beautiful home. You know what I mean? Like, I have money all the time. I'm taking trips all the time. I'm about to take another trip this weekend and get another stamp on my passport. I've been to Thailand. In the last year, I've been to Thailand, Okinawa, Philippines, Guam, Korea. And again, I'm going on another trip to a new country on Sunday, you know, and you know, I wouldn't have these kind of opportunities if I didn't live here, without paying 2 or 3 more times what I do, you know what I mean, to travel to these places. And, you know, I did think about it, you know, because I love Hawaii, but I feel like I'm playing with house money. Like, once my 5 years is up, I can go right back to Hawaii and I'll already have my old job there, and I'll have money, you know, saved up to do whatever the fuck I want to do. You know what I mean? So those are really mostly the deciding factors of why I chose to extend my overseas tour an additional 2 years, when I'm 1 year out. You know, moving to Japan was one of the best decisions I ever made in my life. I have no regrets yet. And I, just like when I moved from Sacramento to Hawaii, I didn't know anybody, never moved, never even visited there. Same with Japan. And I don't regret any of those decisions. I don't regret 1 red cent I spent in Hawaii. I never even had a bad day in Hawaii, at work or outside of work. And I haven't had a bad day in Japan out at work or outside of work in the last 2 years. And there's so many reasons why I could go on and on and on. But if you've watched any of my videos on Japan, you'll understand why, you know, this place is just, it's kind of enchanting in some ways, you know what I mean? But for now, I love it here. And I could always go back in between now and 2025. If I chose tomorrow, wake up and feel a different way, I could put it in, start the process of going back to Hawaii. So I feel like I'm playing with house money. Either way, I'm winning. I'm here somewhere where I'm happy and I love my life, and I'd be going back to somewhere where I was happy and I love my life. So I really can't lose, you know what I mean? But this is just an update. Yes, I extended my overseas tour, in case you haven't heard, family or friends who's watching this, until 2027. So please stay tuned for more content coming from Japan, coming from other countries that I'm about to travel to within the next, starting this weekend all the way up until I return to Hawaii, man. It's your boy, Sack the King. Please hit that subscribe button below so you can be the first to know and help the channel grow. And I'll see you on the next video. And Kampai, which is cheers in Japanese. King.